Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It's your boy JD. We are live, and this is going to be a short one because we're just going over the Golden State Warriors versus the Cleveland Cavaliers game part 2. This was in San Francisco today. I personally didn't have an opportunity to watch the entire game. I was out hanging out with family, having a good ass time, going outside, touching some grass, looking at some sunlight, and doing all those cool things. Thank you so much for hanging out. Again, I'm going to keep this as short and sweet as we possibly can. I see you, Knicks Galaxy, hanging out over there. Thank you so much for popping in, bro. Appreciate you. Hell yeah. Thank you so much for doing that. We're going to go ahead and go over the stats real quick. This was a pretty interesting game going into the second half, and apparently this game was long as heck. Going in towards the end, the clocks failed, so we were sitting here for like 5-10 minutes with them just trying to fix the game clock, and it was just a hot mess there. There is some controversy, folks. Definitely some controversy. Did I upload the thumbnail for this thing? I don't think I did. We'll upload it later. We will upload it later. It's already done, so it's all good. All right, so anyways, doesn't matter. All right, perfect. Draymond Green got ejected, in typical Draymond Green fashion, but this happened in a very strange way. We'll discuss it when we get there, but this was very interesting how this took place. Whether people think that he should have been ejected, whether he shouldn't have not been ejected, that's a whole different bag of beans. But at the end of the day, he received his second technical foul, which resulted in his ejection. These past couple of days, we've been seeing a lot of funky ejections. Like we saw this one today with Draymond Green. I saw one with Jared Jackson Jr. in Memphis. That one was kind of wild. He received a double technical because he got a no call when he went up and shot the ball and went in. There was no foul call and he was upset. And the referee's like, oh my God, and just hit him with 2 T's, not one, but 2 T's, and he got ejected. So much so that their head coach sounded off in their press conference saying, yo, what are we doing? What is happening with the game of basketball? Then, of course, we talked about Giannis Antetokounmpo getting ejected for, taunting, and now today, Draymond Green. Now, this one is even more interesting. We'll talk about it. But anyways, enough of me rambling. Let's get to the stats. I told y'all this is going to be quick, and I am playing around with y'all. Let's go ahead and talk about the numbers. Folks, before we get started, thank you so much for hanging out with your boy. You haven't already done so, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. And if you want to leave a comment down below if you watched the game, if you enjoyed it, or if it's just like, meh, feel free to leave a comment down below so your boy knows what's going on. I can see the chat, but I can't see anything else. So I see you, Knicks Galaxy, and I appreciate you popping through. Really does mean the world that you pop in, bro, for real. So thank you so much for hanging out. So we take a look at the Lions score. You can see that, 118-110 Cleveland. There's a couple things that, I wanted to mention here. Obviously, when the points on turnovers is 32-8, you are not going to be winning very many games. That is factual information. You take a look at this, you highlight this, boom. You highlight this right here, boom. Cleveland has 32 points right off of turnovers compared to Golden State Warriors 8. The Warriors are not securing the basketball. They're not caring for it enough, and it's resulting in these turnovers and even worse, converting into points. This is not something you want, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at it. Golden State Warriors had 20 turnovers to Cleveland's 10. You're not winning games this way. You're absolutely not going to win any games that way. They even lost games, or they even lost the points in the paint. So, they're not able to get in to defend against this tall team. And this is actually something I mentioned before. This is a size problem. And this is something all the analysts have mentioned is a Golden State Warrior issue that has still yet to be addressed. Even the last person they just signed a few days ago, he's 6'8". That's not really going to solve the size problem that the Golden State Warriors are seeing right now, especially against a tall team like the Cleveland Cavaliers. That being broken down, they have quite a few people in the double digits. If you take a look at the Cavaliers, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different players in double digits. As you can see. You can see it all right here. We don't need to break it all down. You see it. To the Golden State Warriors, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Stephen Curry scored 30 points, although he didn't do very well today. He didn't shoot very well. Golden State shot 41% from the field, 34.2% from 3, 76.7% at the strike compared to 43% from the field from Cleveland, 36% and 76%. So they shot It looks like about the same, exactly the same. Free throw wise, they just shot a little bit better at the field. And they shot a little bit better at the three. 29 fouls is not going to get the job done with Golden State to the 24. And yeah, that's just not good. That's not going to cut it. Speaking with Stephen Curry, 37.5% from the field, 28.6% from three. That's very unlike Stephen Curry. He is 100% at the strike, but unfortunately, you can't go 28.6% from three when you're Stephen Curry. That's his facts, and he knows that. He absolutely knows that. And then when you compare it to people like Drew shooting at 66.7, not as many points, but efficient and not wasting people's time, right? That's very important. You're not going to be able to win games that way. Nick's Galaxy, seeing the game a little and no problem. Oh, hey, absolutely. Thank you so much hanging out. So like I said, I personally, I was only able to watch the second half because the first half I was just out and about hanging out with friends. We went to a Korean barbecue place. Whoo, actually pretty cool. They got the grill in the middle. You order the stuff. They send you the raw meat and you cook it and you put it together. Ooh, it was good. Yeah, it had good appetizers. It's pretty cool. The one thing I wish we would have done was de-skin the shrimp before we put on the thing because they were hard to, peel off and eat after they were cooked. But other than that, straight up delicious. Very, very delicious. Shout outs to Botrix for popping in very late. Thank you so much. Yes. All right, so without further ado, no more time wasting. Let's go ahead and go over the highlights of today's game. We pulled this up directly from NBA.com. I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description as well as in the chat if you want to go ahead and check it out for yourself on your own time. If you want, feel free to do so. There we go. And without further ado, let's kind of go over what happened here in today's game. So there we go. And again, we're going over the second half. I'm not going to go over the first half. I didn't watch it. Not like it mattered. It looked like the Warriors were struggling throughout the entire game. I think my watch is about to die. No problem there. Let's keep it going. I think Strus makes this ball. Draymond Green gets the deflection, gives it over to Stephen Curry, steps back. That's all the space you need. You know what's going to happen. That's a splash right there. Absolutely all day. You give him that space, he's going to make it. Most cases. Today wasn't that great, but in most cases, Stephen Curry makes that. That sounds fun. It does. So Garland with the very high arc shot didn't make it in. Draymond Green with the ball. He turns it over right back to Garland. And there he goes. Easy bucket. Ladies and gentlemen, again, you're not going to be able to win games when you don't take care of the basketball. We don't need to look at Steve Kerr in this scenario here. You're already fuming. He's hot, but these referees are sensitive, and I'm just going off of what I've been seeing. It's just very sensitive. You gotta calm down with the referees. So here we go. Kevon Looney with the ball, passes it over to Stephen Curry with the space. Usually he makes it, and boom, he makes it. Facts. There we go. All day. But he did take a little bit of a bump there. It was a little bit spooky. At first, I thought he was hurt, but now he's fine. Everything's okay. Stephen Curry was all right. Mitchell gets the ball, passes it over to whoever this is. Number 3 passes it, and this is where things get bad. Let me take it back a second. Let's break things down. Let me tell you what happened with this Draymond Green, Donovan Mitchell situation here. And this is where it gets a lot more spooky. So you pass it out. LeVert has it. You can see right there, Draymond Green nudges Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell ends up losing his stride and ends up running into the crowd. Obviously, we don't want to hurt people. Obviously, we don't want to hurt our players. And a lot can say that was unnecessary. Let's keep it facts. And mind you, Draymond Green had already taken a tech earlier in the game. I don't know when this occurred. It must have happened in the first half because I did not see it. And so the rule of thumb is this. If you already have a tech, you got to be 100% careful. You got to dot your I's, cross your T's, all that stuff. Else you're going to be ejected fast. We're seeing this more and more often this year, and you got to learn it. You know what I'm saying? So let's go. So Draymond Green gets the ball back. Draymond Mitchell goes out of his way to charge him. Right? So let's see what happens afterwards. Obviously, they start to scuffle. They have a problem there. Donovan Mitchell's like, bro, you see what you did to me over there? You see what you did to me over there, bro? You're not going to get away with that. So, that turns into this whole entire scuffle, as you can see. I definitely don't want to be a part of that. But after they review this is where things get a little bit shaky. In my mind, when you see this, let's take it back just one more time. Donovan, at the end of the day, when we go through this, it doesn't matter what side of the coin you're on. If this was me, I'm taking the high road. I'm not going to retaliate. I'm going to get back to this game. I'm already 10 points up. I'm not trying to jeopardize this. I'm just going to keep doing what I do. I'll take the high road and go. But that's not what Donovan Mitchell did, is it? It's not what he did. He just went right back to right back to Draymond Green, and he retaliated. And in my mind, based on the rules, this is the rules the NBA set, folks. Based on this should be a flagrant one. Obviously, he didn't cause, harm. He didn't put somebody in danger. Obviously, that did not occur. However, he did go straight to the player. He didn't try to go for the ball. This is not necessarily a take foul. However, this should have been called a flagrant one all day. 100%. There is no way in any other game that you watch where that is not a flagrant one. But that's not what happens. Listen to the referee as he explains what's going on here. Listen to him after the scuffle. Listen to this man after we go through the scuffle. So you hear him? He just called it a common foul on Donovan Mitchell. And then it gets even more interesting. Listen to it.
However, during the process of looking for a flagrant foul, we can go back and see if that precipitated. And because of that, Draymond Green delivers contact on the other end of the floor, and he will be given a technical foul and ejected from the basketball game for a second technical foul. By rule, the coach of Cleveland will pick the shooter from the bench to shoot 2 free throws, and we will shoot 2 technicals.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. So you heard it. So the referee said because this is a flagrant, because they're looking to see if this is flagrant, it gives them the ability to review the prior play to see what could have caused this flagrant foul in the first place. So after they reviewed it, that resulted in Draymond receiving his second technical foul, meaning when you get 2 techs, you get ejected from the game. And then they downgraded Donovan's foul from a flagrant to a common. So it is what it is there. At the end of the day, I'm like, bro, this is something else. This is absolutely something else. Didn't know they could do that. I think there is something saying that they could. If it is a flagrant, they could review it a little bit further to see why it's a flagrant. And that is what it happened. I still don't agree with the fact that Donovan is able to retaliate and aggregate the situation. That's escalating a situation that didn't need to be escalated. I mean, obviously you have the right to defend yourself, but I still don't think that it was okay for him to be like, yo, this ain't right. Let me run all over there and get into Draymond's face. I just don't think that makes any sense there. And I still would have called that a flagrant, but it is what it is. What's done is done. The biggest thing here is that Draymond has a history. And from what I've understood is that referees can change things up depending on a player's history. So Draymond's in a situation and whether or not that affects how the team can move forward, it's a whole nother bag of beans. But Draymond is a huge defensive player for the Golden State Warriors, a huge playmaker. He doesn't shoot a lot, but he knows where his players are on the court. He's able to pass it at will most of the time. Obviously today wasn't a very good example of that, but Draymond's a very, very integral key to the Golden State's offense as well as creating stops on the defensive end. So very, very unfortunate situation here, which I believe, because again, they didn't call it when Draymond nudged Donovan Mitchell. They didn't call it, so they didn't think that it was an issue at that point, right? So had Donovan Mitchell not gone out of his way to get into Draymond's face, to nudge him, to, contact and, do that foul, he would still be in this game. That's 100%. 100%. That's what I think. A lot of folks, you can see the turmoil over on Twitter. A lot of people saying, look, what do you expect? This Draymond Green, they're going to be judging him heavily no matter what he does. He can sneeze and he'll get a tech for it. But a lot of people are calling referees soft because if you've seen all of the ejections recently, you would be like, what? How? Why? I don't understand. Yes, this is a game of basketball. It's passionate. It's full of emotion. I'm getting passionate just talking about it. But ladies and gentlemen, these are human beings. These are not robots. Yes, they're professionals, but they still have feelings, folks. They still have the ability to love and to hate and to be happy, sad, or mad. They have that right to feel that way, It's just, I don't understand why the referees feel that it's okay to just be teeing up just because someone does this or, is passionate about what's going on. You see what I'm saying? So let's move on. Let's go ahead and move on. That's what's done is done. That doesn't help their case. Golden State continues to struggle. At this point, as you can see, we're in the third quarter, and Golden State is in the bonus. In my mind, I'm sitting here like, yo, let's be physical. Let's get aggressive with it. Let's draw these fouls. And they did. They were able to foul somebody out, but they were not aggressive enough. And unfortunately, they were not able to capitalize. You have to be able to capitalize when you're in the bonus like this. Absolutely. And especially when you see they've only drew one foul in the third quarter. You know, this is a perfect opportunity for you to be aggressive. In fact, so aggressive that Kuminga, you'll probably see it. We'll see. I haven't seen this thing yet. I was just waiting for it to upgrade to 1080p before I put it out to share it with everybody. So there you go. Mobley's doing his thing. So you got Chris Paul out there, Kuminga with the screen. You got CP3 passes it out to Stephen Curry's in the middle, and he shoots it out. That goes in usually most of the time. Give him that space, he's gonna go ahead and take it. You got CP3 passes it over to Stephen Curry. He drives in between three players, makes it look pretty easy. If that was me, I'd be intimidated as shit. I would not do it. I would pass it out, kick it out, or whatever. But there were some bonehead turnovers in this game. I don't like it. So CP3 dribbling out, double covered. He shoots this thing. It goes in. Shout outs to CP3. So they were able to get this close. So even with Draymond Green ejected from this game, they were able to take that energy and convert it into points to get it close. But there was a point where they did lead at one point, but they lost that lead and they just never recovered from that. So there we go. In fact, this is the example of that. Mitchell with the floater. It goes right in. So that's unfortunate. So now we're in the fourth quarter. Kicks it out, shoots it, multiple threes right there in the corner over there. That happened multiple times. You think they'd be a little bit better in defending the three-point shot. Here we go in the same spot. There it is. He's not doing a good job in defending the three-point shot against the Cavaliers, folks. There's Garland with the ball. Kuminga's defending him. He passes it out to Strus. Strus is driving in between three players, gives it over to Allen with the easy alley-oop. There we go. There's Allen with the ball, gives it right into Strus. Strus puts it in, doesn't make it. LeVert comes in and gets it. That's a lot, too. I didn't check the stat on offensive rebounds, but it looks like they won that battle there. Gonna keep on going. Got LeVert passes it over to Allen. Allen's over here at the elbow, gives it over to Strus. Makes it in, makes it look easy. There you go. There it is. And they essentially, at this point, they're about to give up. So we get the tip, but unfortunately, we're able to maintain. Mitchell was at the ball. He's dribbling over to his right. Goes in between two players over the glass. Boom, bam, thank you, ma'am. Boom, shakalaka. There we go. We got Klay Thompson. Drives in. Gets the tip over. That was pretty cool of him to do. That's not something that he normally does. He normally doesn't drive aggressively like you would think he would do, but obviously with those two injuries he sustained, he's trying to be as super careful as possible to not re-injure that injury. So you gotta play it safe. Don't be super bad with it. So Allen gets it, passes it over to Mobley, make it look easy, and a foul. There you go. CP3, there's 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We give it over to Klay Thompson. He shoots the ball. That does not go in, but Andrew Wiggins with the putback, and that's a fact, Jack. Let's freaking go. CP3 with the rock. 3 minutes left to go. Passes it over to Kevon Looney, who passes it back over to Klay Thompson with the three-point shot. Thanks a lot. There it is. Here we go. Mitchell with the ball. He's being double-teamed. Gives it over to LeVert. Passes it over to Garland, who's wide open. And guess what happens? That goes in. All good. There it is. So here we go. Passes it over to Klay Thompson. And then this is the second unit, and this is when the clock essentially failed, and they took like 10 minutes trying to fix this damn clock. So here's the thing. So the clock fails. Golden State gets a foul. They're going to the line to shoot for a couple shots. Well, the Cavaliers are. The clock fails. And so they bring out the mobile clocks. Every stadium has one, or every arena has a set of time clocks. Just in case the ones on the courts fail, they have backup ones. They bring them out. They take all this time to set them up, and then all of a sudden the clocks start working again. And then it's like, well, damn, what a waste of time. What an absolute waste of time. And this is basically the end of the game, folks. This is basically the end. At some point, it actually got pretty close again, where they ended up having to bring Mitchell and Garland back in to kind of help defend and get the ball and stuff. It didn't have to be that way. They started to slip a little bit, but that's okay. So that's the end of the game, folks. There it is. There it is, kids. So we've been streaming for about 20 minutes, and there you go. Those are your highlights for today's game. Gave you the stats, gave you my opinion on what occurred with Draymond Green and Donovan Mitchell. I would love to know what your opinions are, what your comments are. If you haven't already done so, hit that like button, hit that comment section down below. Let me know what you thought about the game. Let me know your opinions on what you think about what's happening with the referees and this teeing people up all freaking day. Like, they just throwing these texts like they're candy. Now, I didn't see the first technical foul, so I can't say anything about that. That second one, though, it's like they're reviewing a whole play that happened before, and Donovan Mitchell going out of his way to commit a common foul, which should have been a flagrant in my opinion, because that's unnecessary physical action that took place. That should have been a flagrant, but they lowered it to a common because of what occurred before. And because Draymond Green is Draymond Green, they grade him heavily, and they would give him a tech even when he just if he breathes in the wrong direction, they give him a tech. So it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out and chilling with your boy. Really appreciate you hanging out. Next Galaxy, shout outs to you for popping through, bro. Thank you so much for being here. It's your boy signing out. If we come back, we might come back tomorrow, but I might have to get to the basketball court tomorrow because I ate so much food today. Yikes. We had a lot of stuff from the Korean barbecue, very delicious. But we also went to Baskin Robbins for dessert, and I got myself a Reese's Pieces scoop in a chocolate dipped cone. And I'm like, man, I might have to go ahead and get this. I need to work this out in the basketball court. I gotta get back into shape, and I gotta get back to work, and I gotta clean up my room because it's a little bit messy. But thank you so much for watching, folks. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one. Peace out.